I ain't even gonna lie. At this point, I need to go buy a new Kool-Aid pitcher because mine ain't big enough. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Schottenheimer could very well be in the early stages of building something absolutely special in Dallas, as I don't think I can remember a time where I've heard this many players comment all about the same type of thing, but the new guys are getting in on it now, and some of these guys are saying they've never been around a building, an organization like the Dallas Cowboys, like the energy that Brian Schottenheimer is bringing. Let's get right into this, as we have 3 different players that have been newly acquired this offseason talking to us about just how special they feel what's going on in Dallas actually is. Be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content on the regular, and let's get right into it. Shut your up. All right, Shotty. I see you, Shotty. I see you, Brian. Hey, you out here making waves, I see. All right, so the first thing we're going to go ahead and take a listen to here is this is Jaden Blue speaking with Kay Adams about Brian Schottenheimer's energy.
Coach Schott?
Yeah.
Man, I love him. From day one when I got there, his energy. That's a big thing in that facility, man.
Man, hold on. First of all, I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta pause a little bit because I hear some Beyonce in the background. I ain't about to get my stuff copyrighted, man. Man, turn that music down, man. But I love what he's talking about here. Take a listen.
Always have a lot of energy.
How would you describe Schottenheimer's energy?
Uplifting. Somebody could be having a bad day, and he come in, start screaming, excited, and I love coaches like that because it helps me. Like I'm a big energetic guy when it comes to football, so. A coach that I can relate to like that, it helps me be better. So he's a really great guy. I got a chance to sit down and talk to him, and, I'm ready to get a chance to work with him.
I think we're sleeping.
Love it, love it, love it. And yes, Kay Adams.
On Coach. What?
Yeah, you're sleeping on Coach Shotty. yeah. Everybody's starting to catch up with the train, man. I've been telling y'all this since, January, since I watched that man's opening press conference. I was like, oh, yeah, they got the guy. And I've been trying to bring you guys around to this since January, bro. And now it seems like the world is starting to catch up with the fact that, hey, man, Brian Schottenheimer may be bringing something the Cowboys needed, you know what I'm saying, to this organization as it pertains to just the energy and life that he's injecting into the team, right? Now, that's Jaden Blue. Let's go ahead and take a look at what a couple of the other guys had to say, including one of our newly acquired players that we traded for, Kaiir Elam. He said the energy with the Cowboys is something he's never been a part of. Remember, this was a guy that has been playing with the Buffalo Bills the last couple of seasons, including last year, in which they actually went pretty far in the playoffs. So we got to keep that in mind when some of these dudes are talking about they haven't seen this stuff before, right? So the article reads as follows. Cornerback Kaiir Elam is hoping his second NFL stop proves to be better than his first, and he's already noticed one big difference with the Cowboys. Elam was a Bills first-round pick in 2022, and Buffalo traded him to the Cowboys this offseason after 3 seasons that fell short of the expectations that came with his draft status. Those same expectations aren't in place with the Cowboys, and Elam said the environment around his new team has invigorated him as he works toward better results. He said, quote, I feel like the energy here is something I've never been a part of, Elam said via the team's website. I love the enthusiasm. And also, I would just say the energy from the coaching staff. They actually make you feel like they care. And that's something that's very exciting. Elam said that the enthusiasm made it, quote, easier to transition because a lot of people were willing to help. And he set a goal of increased consistency for himself as he works to show that he still has a bright future ahead of him in the NFL. All right, and so that was Kaiir Elam. And real quick before we go to the next player, this is important. The reason that this is important as it pertains to guys being able to tangibly feel that the coaching staff is invested in them. Ladies and gentlemen, we all talk about how there's a difference in generations, how this isn't the 90s anymore. This isn't the early 2000s. These new younger players, you have to handle them a different way. And while I don't necessarily think you have to handle them like they're soft, I do think that not just with football players, just the younger generation in general, including myself, man. I think that including myself and my generation, we are at a place in the world where people are past just giving everything they have to people who have shown them that they don't actually care about them, that they are not invested in them at all as an individual. I think that these younger players and this younger generation of just human, they're past just working a 9 to 5 and allowing bosses to treat them any kind of way and just going with the status quo without asking any questions. No, bro. I think this right here is the key. I think this is the key to really getting the most out of these younger guys. Because remember, we keep talking about this younger generation. There has to be a way you can reach these guys. And I think the way that you reach them is by simply making them feel like they care. At a time in the world where everyone is dealing with depression and everyone is dealing with identity issues and everyone is dealing with feeling alone, right? I think if you can make anyone just feel like you genuinely care about them in this world, man, you are going to be in the good graces of that person, and that person is going to be willing to really cut for you, right? And I think that that's what the coaching staff is trying to do here in Dallas, is they are hyper-focused on the relationship aspect of things, especially early on in the offseason when there's not much football to actually be played. This is the perfect use of the coaching staff's time, is just to really invest in their team, in their players, in their position groups, and really making these guys feel like they care about them as an individual. So in turn, those players can give each and every one of those coaches every single thing that they got, because those coaches understand exactly which buttons to push. Remember, leadership is the ability to influence others to accomplish a mission in a manner desired by providing purpose, direction, and motivation. The only way you can know how to provide the proper purpose, direction, and motivation is by understanding who you are leading. So I absolutely love that the Cowboys are taking this time to do just that. And that's what Kyer Elam had to say. And we have a comment from Solomon Thomas as well. He says the Cowboys culture has a chance to build something legendary. Playing for the Cowboys is a homecoming for Coppell High School graduate and defensive tackle Solomon Thomas. He didn't grow up a Cowboys fan, but he always wanted to play close to home and now gets to do just that. Quote, "It's been awesome. It's been really cool just being part of the team. Being home for me has been awesome," Thomas said. Coach Schotty has been doing an amazing job just getting the energy right and culture right here. Guys are excited every day. There's enthusiasm every day. It's feeling like a family. I've only been here like a few weeks, but being around the team, everyone feels close. It's a very college-like atmosphere. That is not a bad thing at all. And the college-like atmosphere quote has been a common thing amongst the Cowboys locker room, which delves even deeper to each position room as part of the overall push that Brian Schottenheimer and his staff are making to establish what he wants to be the best culture in sports. Quote, "Just having conversations in the D-line room, we're all really close already, just talking to each other, getting a vibe for each other." Thomas said relationship building with his position group. "It's been really cool getting to know everyone." Quote, "I would say my biggest strength as a player mentality-wise is my leadership and my intensity," Thomas said. "I'm a guy who, how I do one thing is how I do everything. I'm going to go hard every play. I'm going to practice extremely intense, run to the ball every play. I'm going to showcase my leadership through effort and action." Quote, "And as a player, being an undersized D tackle, using my leverage, being quick, being fast, being explosive, getting off the ball, and then just making plays." All right, so again, everyone is riding the Schotty train right now, man. Everyone is feeling the energy that Brian Schottenheimer is 100% injecting into this organization. And again, kind of like I just expounded upon, this is the proper strategy. I think that this is the best possible use of Brian Schottenheimer and his coaching staff's time possible ever. During this period of the offseason, when, again, these guys can't actually be on the field in pads and doing all this stuff, these guys going out to these different players' foundations and charities and events and birthday parties and just different stuff and kind of really making these guys connect, that's going to help, because when things get tough, when things get tight, you need to be able to hold each other accountable. And the easiest way to hold each other accountable is to know that you 100% have each other's back. The easiest way to take that critiques, take those criticisms, is to 100% know that the man next to you has your back. And the way you do that is by forming relationships. So as far as how Brian Schottenheimer has led this team thus far to this point in the offseason, I would have to say, man, he's killing it on every cylinder. He's knocking it out the park. And I hope it continues. I hope it translates on the field. I can't wait to see how he kind of shifts from this, family building culture type of mentality to what do you look like when the pads come on? What type of coach are you? How does your motivation style change? Does it change? Are you still going to be super players coach? Are you going to be super direct, Bill Belichick type? Hey, you're effing up. This is where you effed up. I'm very interested to see how Brian Schottenheimer manages his various leadership approaches and leadership styles as the course of the offseason goes on, going into this upcoming year. But from all accounts, man, everything that we hear, no matter what it is, Brian Schottenheimer is giving this franchise a new sense of hope. And I think that right there is something that has me excited to see how it translates on the field of this upcoming season. But either way, appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content. Be sure to check out Attack on Cowboys on all your favorite audio platforms. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.